My hands shook as I held the secret phone, its screen glowing like a bad dream in Liam's dark closet. My heart felt like it was going to jump out of my chest, beating so loud I could barely think. I wasn't supposed to be here, snooping through my fiance's things, but something felt wrong, like a knot in my stomach that wouldn't go away. And now, I knew why. The phone wasn't Liam's usual one. It was old, scratched, hidden in a shoebox under his old jackets. I swiped through it, and every message was like a punch to my gut. Words like "I love being with you" and "can't wait for tonight" stared back at me. But the worst part, they were from Jasmine, my best friend, my maid of honor, the person I trusted most. Pictures flashed on the screen. Jasmine laughing in a hotel room. Liam's arm around her, both of them smiling like they didn't care about me. There were receipts, 2 hotels, dinners, secret trips that went back a whole year. My legs gave out, and I sank to the closet floor, the phone slipping from my hands. My wedding, just 1 week away, felt like a lie. My whole world was falling apart. Liam, the man I loved, who promised me forever. Jasmine, who knew all my secrets, who I called my sister. They'd been sneaking behind my back, laughing at me while planning my big day. I wanted to scream, to cry, to run to them and demand answers. But I couldn't move. My body felt heavy, like it was stuck in quicksand. Tears burned my eyes, and my chest hurt so bad I could barely breathe. My world was crashing before my very eyes. Then I heard a creak from the bedroom. Footsteps. Someone was in the apartment. My heart stopped. Was it Liam, Jasmine, or someone else? Let me take you back to before everything fell apart. Since I was a little girl, I dreamed of my wedding day. I'd wrap a sheet around my shoulders like a veil and pretend to walk down an aisle made of flowers in my backyard. Jasmine was always there, giggling, pretending to be the priest or throwing petals like the best maid of honor ever. We met in kindergarten, sharing crayons and secrets. She was more than a friend, she was family now. At 25, that dream was coming true. I met Liam 3 years ago at a coffee shop. He spilled his drink, I laughed, and we just clicked. His smile made my heart flutter, and when he proposed under a starry sky, I said yes so fast I barely let him finish. Jasmine was there when I told her, screaming with joy and hugging me tight. "I'm gonna make this wedding perfect," she said. I believed her. I trusted her with everything. Planning the wedding was like living in a fairy tale. I picked a white dress that made me feel like a princess. Jasmine helped choose roses and lilies, my favorite flowers. We ate cake samples, danced at my bachelorette party, and cried happy tears when we sent the invitations. Everything felt perfect, like a movie with a happy ending. But there were tiny things I ignored, like how Liam's phone would buzz late at night, and he'd snatch it up, saying it was work. Or how Jasmine started canceling our plans, saying she was busy. I thought it was just wedding stress. Liam was my love. Jasmine was my rock. Why would I doubt them? The first hint something was wrong came 2 weeks before the wedding. Jasmine and I were at a cafe, sipping hot chocolate and planning about the wedding. Her phone lit up with a text, and she flipped it over so fast it made me curious. "Who's that?" I asked, smiling. "Just my mom," she said, but her smile looked fake, and her eyes flicked away. I frowned, but didn't push. Maybe she was just tired, I told myself. Weddings are a lot of work, right? Then there was Liam. He started acting weird. He was late to our last date, saying he got held up at work. But when I hugged him, I smelled perfume, not mine. It was sweet, like jasmine flowers. I teased him about it, but his face turned red. Probably from the elevator at work. He mumbled. I nodded, but deep inside, a tiny worry started to grow. That worry got bigger. Liam was always on his phone, looking distracted. Jasmine kept dodging my calls, saying she had stuff to do. I told myself I was being silly. Weddings make everyone act strange, don't they? But the feeling wouldn't leave me. It was like a whisper in my head, saying something was wrong. The day before I found the phone. I couldn't ignore that whisper anymore. I was at Liam's apartment, waiting for him to come home from work. The place was too quiet, and my eyes kept wandering to his closet. I don't know why I looked there. It was like my gut was telling me to check. I opened the closet door and started poking around. At first, it was just old jackets and boxes of junk. But then I saw a shoebox, shoved way in the back. It looked wrong, like it didn't belong. My hands shook as I pulled it out. Inside was a phone, not Liam's usual shiny one, but an old, scratched one. I turned it on, and there was no password. Just a screen full of secrets. The messages hit me like a slap. Jasmine's name was all over them, her words flirty and sweet. "Miss you already," one said. "Clara has no idea," said another. My stomach twisted. I scrolled through photos, Jasmine and Liam laughing, hugging, kissing. Receipts showed hotel stays and dinners from a year ago, before Liam even proposed. My world spun. I wanted to yell, to break something, to run to Jasmine and make her explain. But I was stuck, sitting on the closet floor, tears streaming down my face. How could they do this? How could they smile at me, plan my wedding, and lie the whole time? The footsteps got louder. I shoved the phone back into the shoebox, my hands shaking so bad I almost dropped it. The closet door was still open a crack, and I saw a shadow move in the bedroom. My breath caught in my throat. Was it Liam, Jasmine, or someone I didn't even know? I pressed myself against the closet wall, trying not to make a sound. The shadow stopped, and I heard a low voice, muttering something I couldn't understand. Then a phone rang, not the secret one, but another. The shadow moved, and I heard the bedroom door click shut. I waited, my heart pounding, until the apartment was quiet again. Slowly, I crept out of the closet, still holding the shoebox. I didn't know what to do next. The wedding was in 7 days. 7 days to figure out what to do with this awful truth. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out, my hands still trembling. It was a text from Jasmine. "Hey, Clara, we need to talk. It's important." My blood went cold. What did she want? Was she going to tell me the truth? Lie to me again? Or was it something else, something I wasn't ready for? My phone felt like a brick in my hand, Jasmine's text glowing on the screen. "Hey, Clara, we need to talk. It's important." My heart twisted, like someone was squeezing it tight. The words blurred through my tears. Jasmine, my best friend, my sister, the one who'd been lying to me for a year. What could she possibly want to say now? Was she going to confess? Or was she going to pile on more lies? I stood in Liam's apartment, the secret phone's shoebox tucked under my arm. My whole world crumbling like a house of cards. My body felt frozen, my legs heavy like they were stuck in mud. The silence in the apartment was deafening, broken only by the echo of those footsteps I'd heard minutes ago. Whoever it was had left, but the fear lingered. What if they came back? What if it was Liam, or worse, Jasmine, standing outside, waiting to catch me with the proof of their betrayal? I sank onto the couch, my chest aching with every breath. The wedding was in 7 days. 7 days until I was supposed to walk down the aisle, smiling, in love, with Jasmine by my side. How could I face her now? How could I face him? The man I loved, the man I thought loved me, had been sneaking around with my best friend. Every memory of us together, every laugh, every kiss felt like a lie. And Jasmine, she'd been there through it all, planning my dream day while stealing it away. I clutched the shoebox tighter, like it could hold me together. My phone buzzed again, another text from Jasmine. "Clara, please, I am at the cafe. Meet me." My stomach churned. Part of me wanted to ignore her, to run away and pretend I hadn't seen those messages, those pictures. But another part, a louder, angrier part wanted answers. I deserved to know why. I deserved to look her in the eyes and make her feel the pain she'd caused. I stood up, wiping my tears. My hand shook, but I typed back, "I'm coming." I didn't know what I'd say when I saw her, but I couldn't hide from this. Not anymore. Before all this, Jasmine and I were inseparable. We were 6 when we met, 2 little girls sharing a swing at recess. I was shy, always hiding behind my books, but Jasmine was fearless. She'd grab my hand and pull me into adventures, trees, sneaking cookies, whispering secrets under blankets at sleepovers. She made me braver, stronger. When I cried over a bad grade or a fight with my parents, she'd hug me and say, "We'll get through it together, Clara." And we always did. When I met Liam, Jasmine was the first person I told. I was so nervous, gushing about this cute guy who spilled coffee and made me laugh. She squealed, saying, "He sounds perfect for you." When Liam proposed, she cried with me, promising to make my wedding the best day ever. I believed her because she was Jasmine, my rock, my cheerleader, my family. The wedding planning brought us even closer. We'd spend hours picking flowers, laughing over silly centerpieces, and trying on dresses. She'd tease me about being a bridezilla, and I'd roll my eyes, knowing she was joking. Every moment felt like a gift, Like we were building something beautiful together. I never thought she could hurt me. Not like this. But looking back, there were signs. Tiny ones, like cracks in a glass you don't notice until it shatters. A few months ago, Jasmine started acting different. She'd get quiet when I talked about Liam. Her smile fading for a second before she'd force it back. I thought she was just stressed, maybe jealous. I was getting married first. Once, at a dress fitting, she stared at me in my gown and said, "You're so lucky, Clara." Her voice sounded strange, almost sad. I hugged her, thinking she just needed cheering up. Now I wondered if that sadness was something else, guilt. Liam changed too. He used to tell me everything, but lately, he'd get quiet, his eyes glued to his phone. When I asked what was wrong, he'd say, "Nothing, just tired." I believed him because I loved him. I trusted him. But now, those moments felt like warnings I was too blind to see. The cafe was just a few blocks away. But the walk felt like forever. The shoebox was heavy in my bag, like it carried all my broken dreams. My heart pounded with every step, my mind racing with questions. What would Jasmine say? Would she lie to my face? Would she cry and beg for forgiveness? I didn't know if I wanted her to confess or if I wanted her to deny it so I could pretend a little longer. The cafe was busy, filled with people laughing and chatting. It felt wrong. Like the world should have stopped because mine had. I spotted Jasmine at a corner table, her head down, her hands wrapped around a coffee mug. She looked nervous, her fingers tapping the cup. For a second, I saw the girl I grew up with, the one who shared my secrets, who made me laugh until my sides hurt. Then I remembered the messages, and that girl disappeared. "Clara," she said when she saw me, her voice too bright, like she was trying too hard. "I'm so glad you came." I sat down, my bag with the shoebox on my lap. My throat felt tight, like I couldn't get words out. "What's so important?" I asked, my voice colder than I meant it to be. Her smile faltered. I just wanted to check in. You know, with the wedding so close." She looked at me, her eyes searching mine. "Are you okay? You seem off." I wanted to laugh, but it came out like a choke. Me off. She was the one sneaking around with my fiancé, and she had the nerve to ask if I was okay. My hands clenched under the table, the anger bubbling up like a storm. I could have yelled, thrown the shoebox at her, shown her I knew everything. But something stopped me. I wanted to hear what she'd say. I wanted to see how far she'd take the lie. "I'm fine," I said, forcing a smile. "Just wedding stress. You know how it is." She nodded, but her eyes darted away. "Yeah, totally. It's a lot." She sipped her coffee, her hands shaky. "Clara, you know I'm here for you, right? Always." That word always hit me like a knife. I thought of the messages, her laughing with Liam, her saying I was clueless. My chest ached, like my heart was breaking all over again. I wanted to scream. "How could you do this?" But I didn't. Not yet. We talked for a while, but it felt wrong, like we were actors in a play. She kept smiling, talking about the wedding, like nothing was wrong. I nodded along, my mind spinning. Was she really going to pretend? Or did she want to tell me something but couldn't find the words? Then she said something that made my heart stop. "Clara, there's something I need to tell you about Liam." Her voice was soft, almost a whisper. My breath caught. Was this it? Was she going to confess? "What about him?" I asked, my voice barely steady. She opened her mouth, then closed it, like she'd changed her mind. "It's nothing. Just, he's been acting weird, right? Like stressed or something?" My blood ran cold. She was covering for him. Or for herself. Or both. I gripped the shoebox in my bag, my nails digging into my palms. I wanted to demand the truth, but something held me back. What if there was more to this? What if the secret phone wasn't the whole story? The cafe door jingled, and I glanced up. My heart nearly stopped. Liam was walking in, his eyes scanning the room. He saw us, and his face went pale. He froze, like he hadn't expected to see me here. Or maybe he hadn't expected to see us together. "Clara," he said, his voice shaky. He looked at Jasmine, and something passed between them, a look I couldn't read. My stomach twisted. Were they planning this? Was this some kind of trap? Jasmine stood up, her chair scraping the floor. I should go," she said, grabbing her bag. But before she could leave, Liam spoke. "Clara, we need to talk. Now." My heart pounded. The shoebox felt heavier than ever. What was happening? Were they both about to confess? Or was something even worse coming? My heart felt like it was breaking into a million pieces as I sat in the cafe, staring at Liam. His words, "Clara, we need to talk now," hung in the air like a storm cloud. Jasmine was still standing, her bag clutched tight, her eyes darting between me and Liam. The shoebox in my lap felt like it was burning through my bag, its secrets screaming to be let out. I could barely breathe. The cafe's chatter faded, and all I could hear was my own heartbeat, pounding like a drum in my chest. Liam's face was pale, his eyes wide with something fear. Guilt. I couldn't tell. Jasmine looked like she wanted to run, but her feet were glued to the floor. The air felt thick, like it was pressing down on me. I wanted to scream, to throw the shoebox at them and demand answers, but my voice was stuck, trapped behind a wall of pain and betrayal. "What do you need to talk about, Liam?" I asked, my voice shaking. I hated how small I sounded, how weak. I was supposed to be happy, planning my wedding, not sitting here, with my heart in pieces. Liam glanced at Jasmine again, and that look quick, nervous made my stomach twist. It was like they were sharing a secret right in front of me. "Clara," he started, his voice low, "there's something you need to know." Jasmine cut in, her voice sharp. "Liam, don't." She grabbed his arm, her fingers digging in. My eyes locked on her hand, and I felt sick. That was my fiancé she was touching. My best friend who'd been lying to me for a year. "Don't what?" I snapped, standing up so fast my chair wobbled. My bag fell to the floor, the shoebox spilling out. It hit the ground with a thud, and, for a second, everything stopped. Liam's eyes widened. Jasmine's face went white. They knew what was in there. They knew I'd found it. "Clara," Jasmine whispered, her voice breaking, but I didn't want to hear it. Not her fake tears, not her excuses. My chest ached like someone had ripped my heart out and stomped on it. These were the two people I loved most in the world, and they'd been laughing behind my back, planning their secret while I planned our wedding. "Stop it," I shouted, my voice louder than I meant. People in the cafe turned to stare, but I didn't care. "I know everything." I found the phone. Jasmine. The messages, the pictures, the hotels. A whole year of lies. My voice cracked, tears streaming down my face. "How could you do this to me? You're my best friend, you're supposed to be my sister." Jasmine's eyes filled with tears, but they didn't move me. "Not anymore. Clara, I'm so sorry," she sobbed. "I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did." Liam stepped forward, his hands up like he could calm me down. "Clara, please, let's talk somewhere private." "Private?" I laughed, but it sounded more like a cry. "Like the hotels you snuck off to. Like the dinners you had while I was picking out flowers with her." I pointed at Jasmine, my hand shaking. "You both lied to me. You let me plan my dream wedding while you were breaking my heart." Liam's face crumpled, and for a second, I thought he might cry too. "I love you, Clara," he said, his voice soft. "I never wanted to hurt you." Those words "I love you" used to make my heart sore. Now they felt like a slap. "Don't you dare say that," I whispered, my voice raw. "You don't love me. You don't even know what love is." I thought back to all the moments that led here, trying to make sense of it. Growing up, Jasmine was my safe place. When my parents fought, when I failed a test, when I felt like I wasn't enough, she was there. She'd braid my hair, tell me silly jokes, and promise we'd always have each other. When I met Liam, she was the first to know. She'd tease me about how I blushed when I talked about him, how my eyes lit up. "He's the one, Clara," she'd said. I believed her. Liam was my everything. He made me feel safe, like I could be myself. We'd stay up late talking about our future kids, a little house, growing old together. When he got down on one knee under the stars, I thought my heart would burst with happiness. Jasmine was there the next day, screaming with joy, already planning the perfect wedding. I trusted them both with my whole heart. But now, those memories felt like a cruel joke. Every time Jasmine hugged me, was she thinking about him? Every time Liam kissed me, was he wishing it was her? The thought made my stomach churn. I'd built my dreams on them, and they'd torn it all down. I remembered the little signs I ignored. Jasmine's quick glances at Liam during wedding planning, her nervous laugh when I mentioned him. Liam's late nights, his excuses about work, the perfume I smelled on him that wasn't mine. I'd told myself it was nothing, that I was just nervous about the wedding. But it wasn't nothing. It was everything. Back in the cafe, Jasmine was crying now, her hands covering her face. "Clara, I never wanted to hurt you," she said. Between sobs, it started as a mistake. And then, I didn't know how to stop. A mistake, I repeated, my voice sharp. For a whole year, you planned my wedding, Jasmine. You helped me pick my dress, my flowers, my vows. And the whole time, you were with him. She flinched, like my words were a slap. I wanted to tell you, she whispered. I tried, but what? I cut her off. You were too busy sneaking around. Laughing at how clueless I was. I remembered the message on the phone, Clara's clueless, and my heart broke all over again. My best friend thought I was a fool. Liam stepped closer, his voice desperate. Clara, it wasn't like that. I swear. I love you. It was a mistake. I was stupid. I shook my head, tears falling faster. A mistake is forgetting to call me back. A mistake is losing my favorite scarf. This is betrayal. You both chose to lie, over and over. My voice broke, and I hated how much it hurt to say those words. I wanted to be strong, to yell and walk away, but all I felt was pain. The cafe was quiet now, everyone watching us. I felt exposed, like my broken heart was on display for the world. I grabbed the shoebox from the floor, holding it up. This is your secret, right? Your little phone full of lies. I found it, Liam. I know everything. His face went even paler, if that was possible. Clara, please, he said, reaching for me. I stepped back, clutching the box like a shield. Don't touch me, I said, my voice low but firm. Don't you dare. Jasmine sobbed louder, but I couldn't look at her. My eyes were on Liam, searching for the man I thought I knew. He was gone, replaced by a stranger who'd broken my trust. I turned to leave, my heart screaming for me to get out, to run from this pain, but Jasmine grabbed my arm, her fingers cold. Clara, wait, she said, her voice shaking. There's more. You don't know everything. I froze, my breath catching. More? What could be worse than this? My mind raced, imagining every awful possibility. Had they been planning to run away together? Was there someone else involved? The thought made me dizzy. What are you talking about? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Jasmine looked at Liam, then back at me. Her eyes were red, her face streaked with tears. It's not just about us, she said. There's something else, something bigger. Liam's head snapped up, his eyes wide. Jasmine, don't, he said, his voice sharp. Not now. Not now, I repeated, my anger flaring. What are you hiding? Tell me. Jasmine opened her mouth, but before she could speak, the cafe door jingled again. A woman walked in, someone I didn't know. She was older, maybe in her 40s, with sharp eyes and a tight smile. She looked straight at Liam, then at me, and my heart sank. Something about her felt wrong, like she was part of this nightmare. Clara, she said, her voice calm but cold. I know you don't know me, but I think we need to talk. My knees wobbled. The shoebox slipped from my hands, hitting the floor with a soft thud. Who was this woman? What did she know? And why did Liam look like he'd seen a ghost? My heart felt like it was being ripped apart as I stood in the cafe, the mysterious woman's words echoing in my ears. Clara, I think we need to talk. The shoebox lay at my feet, its secrets spilled open like my broken dreams. Liam's face was white as a sheet, his eyes wide with panic. Jasmine was frozen, tears streaming down her face, her hand still gripping my arm. The air felt heavy, like it was suffocating me. Everyone in the cafe was staring, but I didn't care. My world was shattering, and this woman, whoever she was, seemed to hold the final piece of the puzzle. Who are you? I asked, my voice trembling. My chest ached, each breath a struggle. I wanted to run, to hide from whatever new pain was coming, but my feet wouldn't move. The woman stepped closer, her sharp eyes locked on mine. My name is Elena, she said, her voice steady but cold. I'm Liam's sister. My breath caught. Liam had never mentioned a sister. 3 years, together, and he'd never said a word about her. My eyes flicked to him, searching for answers, but he wouldn't look at me. He stared at the floor, his hands clenched into fists. Sister, I whispered, my voice breaking. Liam, what is she talking about? Elena's lips tightened. He didn't tell you about me because he was ashamed, she said. Not of me, but of what he's done, what they've done. She glanced at Jasmine, who flinched like she'd been slapped. Jasmine let go of my arm, stepping back. Clara, I swear, I wanted to tell you, she sobbed, but it's complicated. Complicated. I shouted, my voice raw with pain. You slept with my fiancé for a year. You lied to my face while planning my wedding. And now, there's more. What else could you possibly hide? Tears burned my eyes, and my heart felt like it was breaking all over again. These were the people I loved most, the ones I trusted with my whole soul, and they'd torn me apart. Alina raised a hand, like she was trying to calm a storm. Clara, it's not just about the affair, she said. There's something else. Something they've been keeping from you from everyone. Liam finally spoke, his voice low and shaky. Clara, I'm sorry. I never meant for this to happen. Stop saying you're sorry. I cried, my hands shaking. Just tell me the truth. What's going on? Alina took a deep breath. Liam and Jasmine didn't just betray you with an affair, she said. They were planning to leave together after the wedding. They were going to take your money, Clara, from the joint account you set up for the wedding. My knees buckled, and I grabbed the table to steady myself. The joint account. The one we'd been saving for the wedding, for our future. It had thousands of dollars, my savings, my dreams. No, I whispered, shaking my head. That's not possible. They wouldn't, but Elena's eyes were hard, unflinching. They would, she said. I found out a month ago. Liam came to me, asking for help to start over. I didn't know about the affair then, but I knew something was wrong. When I confronted him, he told me everything about Jasmine, about the plan. Jasmine sobbed, collapsing into a chair. Clara, I didn't want to hurt you, she said. I was scared. Liam said we could be happy, that we'd stop it. I screamed, my voice echoing in the cafe. You don't get to cry. You don't get to act like the victim. My heart felt like it was being crushed, the pain so deep I could barely stand it. My best friend, my sister, had planned to steal my future and run away with the man I loved. It was more than betrayal. It was a knife in my back, twisted with every lie they told. I thought back to every moment that led to this. Jasmine and I, little girls dreaming of our futures, promising to always be there for each other. Liam, with his warm smile, making me believe in forever. The wedding plans, roses, lilies, a white dress that made me feel like a princess. Every memory was tainted now, poisoned by their lies. I'd given them my heart, my trust, and they'd thrown it away like it meant nothing. I remembered the nights I stayed up late, worrying about the wedding, while they were sneaking around. The times Jasmine hugged me, saying, "You're so lucky, Clara," while she was plotting to take everything. Liam's kisses, his promises of love, everyone a lie. My chest ached, like my heart was bleeding out. I'd built my whole world around them, and now it was gone. The cafe was silent, everyone watching my life fall apart. I looked at Liam, searching for the man I thought I knew. He was gone, replaced by a stranger who'd planned to ruin me. Jasmine's tears didn't move me anymore. They were empty, like her promises. Why? I whispered, my voice barely audible. Why did you do this to me? Liam's eyes filled with tears. I don't know, he said. I was selfish. I was weak. I love you, Clara. Don't. I cut him off, my voice sharp. Don't say you love me. You don't know what love is. I turned to Jasmine, my best friend, my betrayer. And you. I trusted you with everything. You were my family. How could you? She shook her head, sobbing. I'm so sorry, Clara. I hate myself for this. Her words meant nothing. They couldn't fix the hole in my heart, the emptiness where my dreams used to be. I looked at Alina, who stood quietly, her face sad but firm. Why are you telling me this? I asked her. Why now? Because you deserve the truth, she said. I couldn't let you marry him without knowing. You're stronger than this, Clara. You don't need them. Her words hit me like a wave. Stronger. I didn't feel strong. I felt broken, like a glass shattered on the floor. But deep inside, something stirred, a spark of anger, of determination. I wasn't going to let them destroy me. I picked up the shoebox, my hands steady for the first time. The wedding's off, I said, my voice clear, despite the tears. I'm done with both of you. I looked at Liam, then Jasmine, letting my words sink in. You don't get to hurt me anymore. Liam reached for me, but I stepped back. Clara, please, he said. We can fix this. There's nothing to fix, I said, my heart aching but my resolve growing. You made your choices. Now I'm making mine. I turned to Alina. Thank you, I said softly. She nodded, a small smile on her lips. For the first time, I felt a tiny bit of hope. Someone cared enough to tell me the truth, even when it hurt. I walked out of the cafe, the shoebox in my hands, the weight of their betrayal heavy on my shoulders. The street was busy, people rushing by, unaware of the storm inside me. I thought about the wedding, the dress, the flowers, the guests, waiting for a day that would never come. It hurt, like a knife twisting in my chest. But with every step, I felt something else growing. Strength. I stopped at a park bench, sitting down to catch my breath. The shoebox sat beside me, a reminder of everything I'd lost. But it was also a reminder of what I'd gained: my freedom, my truth. I wasn't the clueless girl they thought I was. I was Clara, and I was going to rebuild my life, piece by piece, without them. To everyone watching, listening, feeling this pain with me, betrayal hurts. It cuts deeper than anything, especially when it comes from the people you love most. But here's the lesson I've learned, the one I want you to carry with you. You are stronger than your pain. When someone breaks your trust, it feels like the end of the world, but it's not. It's the start of something new, a chance to find your own strength. To build a life that's yours alone. Don't let anyone steal your dreams. Not a friend, not a partner, not anyone. You are enough, just as you are. And when life knocks you down, you get back up, fiercer, braver, unapologetic. That's what I'm doing now, and I want you to do it too.